call to order. Please stand. Before we extend a roll call, Madam Clerk.
Oh, okay. I was no. Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Clark. Here. Freeholder Gill.
Here.
Freeholder Johnson, absent. Freeholder Luciano, absent. Freeholder Owens.
Here.
Freeholder Vice President Sebold. Here. Freeholder President Watson.
Here. Okay, will you please stand for the salute to the flag and remain standing for a moment of silence? And Freeholder Gill, will you please lead us in the salute?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I have before me certification from the clerk that this meeting is in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Madam Clerk, are there any transcripts to be approved?
Yes, Madam President, we have two. The conference meeting of October the 15th, 2014, and the board meeting of October the 22nd, 2014.
Okay, freeholders, do you have any questions or comments? Questions or comments, freeholders? No questions, no comments. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the two transcripts?
So moved.
Moved by Freeholder Owens. Do I have a second? Freeholder Clark, second. Okay, Madam Clerk, roll call.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla, absent. Freeholder Clark.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill.
yes.
Freeholder Johnson, absent. Freeholder Luciano, absent. Freeholder Owens.
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Sebold. Yes. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, Madam Clerk, are there any topics of discussion?
Madam President, there are none.
Okay, let's move to the public comment session on agenda items. If there's any member of the public who would like to comment on any item, agenda item, please come to the microphone and state your name and affiliation for the record. You have a total of 3 minutes to speak. And Madam Clerk, let the record reflect that there's no one to speak at this time on agenda items. Do I have any member of the public who would like to comment on any issue? Any issue at this time, please come to the microphone, state your name and affiliation, and you have 3 minutes to speak.
Hello, Roz Moskowitz, West Orange, New Jersey, current chairperson of the Pleasant Valley Civic Association. I would first like to thank you for the opportunity to speak. I never take that lightly, as both of my parents were Holocaust survivors and did not have that opportunity, so I don't take my freedom lightly. I would like to invite everybody to our holiday party on Sunday the 14th. Our freeholder Luciano was not here, but I did speak to Freeholder Sebold. It's 12 to 4, and it's free, and there's a magic show. Bring your kids, bring your grandchildren. That's 446 Pleasant Valley Way in West Orange, New Jersey, 12 to 4 this Sunday. I would like to specifically talk about 3 things today. There is already a red flag designated by the Northern Jersey Transportation Planning Authority at the intersection of Eagle Rock Avenue and Pleasant Valley Way. It has been studied. It is red flagged. And my first question is, when is this going to be assessed by the county so that we can have recommendations on making it safer? So the study's been done, it's red flagged. When is it going to really be looked at by the county? Number 2, I'd like to talk about the lighting along Pleasant Valley Way and specifically request a time frame from when this lighting is going to be addressed, especially, now it's getting darker earlier, and there are very, very large patches of darkness. So, number 3, I would like to ask specifically when somebody from the county will be contacting the state in reference to the pedestrian crossings at 280. As much as the Civic Association can do, it makes a big difference when a freeholder will make a call to Mila Jaycee's office or Assemblyman McKeon's office or State Senator Richard Cody's office and said, you know, this intersection has not been looked at in 30 years. When is it going to be studied? So I request a time frame on when that will be done. And other than that, I have no further comments. Thank you very much. Happy holidays.
Thank you, and same to you. Let me just advise you that normally we don't respond to the questions while we have our constituents at the mic, but you certainly will receive an answer on all three of your questions within the week. And we thank you for your participation and coming before this board with your concerns.
Thank you very much.
And thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, let's move on. I see we have an ordinance, number O-2014-00018, listed for second reading and public hearing at our next meeting. And we will just list it, continue to list it. And we'll go to ordinance on introduction and first reading. Madam Clerk, do we have any ordinances on introduction and first reading?
Madam President, we have none.
Okay, then, Madam Clerk, do we have any ordinances on second reading and public hearing for this meeting?
Madam President, we have none.
All right, then, Madam Clerk, let's move to Resolution 1. Please read it.
Resolution 1, advise and consent nomination for the appointment of Victor Alvarez to the Essex County Youth Services Commission.
Okay, continue. Let's go with 1, 2, and 3.
Resolution 2, Department of Health and Rehabilitation, Division of Hospital Center, contract with Hudson Community Enterprises to provide janitorial services at the hospital center, December 1st, 2014 through November 30th, 2016, amount not to exceed $2,834,400. Resolution 3, the Office of the Sheriff's Contract Award to Communications Specialists Incorporated, the lowest responsive and responsible bidder for repairs and installation services for vehicle emergency lighting and sirens, 2-year agreement, amount not to exceed $100,000.
Okay, let's continue.
Resolution 4, Department of Corrections, a contract award to Ironbound Medical Services, LLC, the lowest responsive and responsible bidder to provide medical evaluation physicals for correctional officers, November 15, 2014 through November 14, 2016, amount not to exceed $272,900.
Yes. Yes. Yes, fine. There's Pat.
She just came back.
She didn't leave. She wasn't out of the room. Yes.
No, I wouldn't leave. We need 5.
Thank you for looking out, but I was counting my heads. I was made sure made sure no one would leave. Okay, freeholders, you can't leave the room under no circumstances.
I knew that. I knew
I know.
we were just 5, so I didn't.
Fantastic. Thank you. Madam Clerk, continue with the reading of the resolution.
Resolution 5, Department of Corrections contract award to DCO Energy LLC, the sole responsive and responsible bidder for the maintenance of HVAC and fire systems at the correctional facility, January 1st, 2015 through December 31st, 2016, amount not to exceed $7,375,000.
Continue.
Resolution 6, Department of Corrections contract award to TBS Network Intelligence Incorporated for the maintenance of the video arrangement system, January 1st, 2015 through December 31st, 2016, 2-year contract extension option, amount not to exceed $74,400.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Freeholders, let's take question and comments on Resolution 1. That was the advice and consent. And for the record, Freeholder Johnson is present. Question, comments, freeholders on advice and consent. That's Resolution 1. And I'll be asking to take a motion and second with Resolutions 1 through 6. No questions, no comments on Resolution 1. Let's move to Resolution 2. Question, comments. 3. We'll go to Resolution 4, freeholders. Freeholder Gill.
I'm sorry, Madam President. My question actually, I think, was Resolution 3 on
Okay.
the
Continue.
sheriff's, making sure I'm on the right resolution, the sheriff's emergency vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Just a quick question to you, Madam President. So I think it was noted, we had used state, various
Contract?
state contract vendors
Mhm.
previously. So are we saving money doing it this way? Why are we no longer doing it off the state?
I think in our discussion last week, Alan, if you want to, if my memory served me correctly, I think the reason was that it wasn't about saving the money. I think it wasn't about, we needed to get this bid out. Was that the reason? I can't remember.
Alan Abramowitz, Deputy County Administrator. That was in part, but it will save money because we're putting everything under one contract. So the idea is it'd be more efficient and it would save money eventually.
That's eventually, but not right, yeah. So we decided to start going out for bid. I think it was in this, it was a full discussion last week of why they decided to come from under the state contract.
So there was multiple, vendors, now we're gonna get down to one vendor, or longer term goal is to get down to one vendor for this particular service.
Through you, Madam President, that is correct.
Yes, very good. Thank you, a good question. I had to kind of think back because I remember discussing it, but thanks again for putting that on the record. Additional questions or comments, freeholders, and the question was on Resolution 3. We'll move to question comments on Resolution 4. We'll move to 5. Resolution 6. And before I call for the vote, this is our regular board meeting. At our conference meeting last week, we discussed all of these items, all of the items that we are voting on this evening. Was thoroughly discussed in our conference meeting last week. So you will be hearing the freeholders voting. You may not hear a lot of discussion. So do I have a motion, mover and second, to take resolutions 1 through 6 together under one motion and second? Moved by Freeholder Vice President Seabold. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Freeholder Owens. I'll go with Freeholder Owens. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Vice President Seabold.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano absent. Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Clark absent. Freeholder Bobadilla absent. Freeholder Beasley absent. Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we will take resolutions 7, 8, 9, and 10 together. And we'll read it into the record at a later time. Again, we discussed these resolutions at our last meeting, but the chair will entertain any questions or comments on Resolution 7, Resolution 8, Resolution 9, and Resolution 10. Question, comments, freeholders, before I ask for a mover and a seconder. Question, comments on 7 through 10. Mr. McInerney, any questions on any of these resolutions or comments?
Not since last week, no.
Very good. Okay, then freeholders, do I have a mover and seconder to take resolutions 7, 8, 9, 10 together?